Alrighty, everything seems to be working and we're all here. Hello, hello, and welcome. So for today, I am currently working on this Teku smartwatch as a commission piece. I'm really excited to get started on like to continue painting it. I've already started painting on it, but I'm going to hopefully get a good chunk done today. By the way, so sorry that I am running way late. I didn't realize how late I was. I completely lost track of time. Hey, it's Eva Leia. Hi, Eva Leia. How you doing? Oh, it's Isaac. Hi, Isaac. How you doing? Sorry you guys were waiting on me. I was just completely lost track of time, and I honestly, when I was about to set up, I thought it was already like 3:30, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's 4:05, not 3:30. Oh my gosh, I am way off my time. But I am here now, and all of you are here. So let's continue painting this. So the whole goal is I'm gonna get this to look like this. That is my goal. So yeah, I'm really excited. Well, thank you, Win, for being understanding. Thank you. And by the way, hi, Win. How you doing? I still, though, I don't like to be super late or, I feel like I am. I'm like, I'm an on-time person. Oh, Win, you'll be excited. I started your commission that you asked me to do, making these little gray mouse ears. This one's cut, this one's not. But, yeah. So those are in the works too for you, my friend. But, oh, there, and as I did that, there's fuzzies now. Fuzzies be gone. We don't want fuzzies on the Teku smartwatch. That's not part of the order. People ask for animal ears, but not in this sense here. Hey, hi Blood, how you doing? Aw, thank you, Evil Leia. You're always complimenting me on my outfit. I appreciate ya. I'm doing good, I'm busy like always. Got lots of projects going on all at once, and I feel like I gotta get them all done all at once. But, that's how it is. Yes, I agree. I like that, Isaac. We're all a magical team of warriors. Aw, thank you, Blood. And yeah, Win, you're excited? Of course, Win. I'm happy. I'm happy to make you some little mouse ears. Good. I'm glad you're doing good, Blood. Glad you're doing good. Blood, when you're an artist, kind of wonder what free time even is. Hey, that's how it is when you're working for yourself. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. I can't complain. I'd rather be doing this than anything else. I mean, it's just so. Alright, so for the gray, as you probably noticed, so for these Teku smartwatches, rather than just painting them, geez, couldn't pronounce that for a minute, instead of painting them all solid gray like how I did here, I feel like adding some shadows and stuff adds a whole lot of dimension. So basically what I'm going to do, what I did to this side, I'm going to go and then turn over and do it to this side here. And so I'm going to do that all around. I have not painted this yet here either. Kind of ran out of time last night. Nice. I'm glad you're doing good, Win. And that's good you're making progress on getting Kinger. That is awesome. I like that, Isaac. We are a magical team of warriors. Yes. Yep, exactly, Blood. It is the power of shadows, and it just adds a lot more to a piece. Keeps it more interesting. I think it is also a good way to keep that like kind of cartoon element to it too. Hey, it's Penguin. Hi, Penguin. How you doing? Just mixing gray paint. I know, so interesting, right? Ooh, gray paint. Yep, I remember Warrior Cat, Evo Leia. I never got into them as much as other kids did. Um, and I remember oh my gosh, I used to be cat obsessed. I still love cats, but when I was a kid, I really loved cats. And everyone was so shocked that I actually didn't care too much for the warrior. It was too much fighting for me. And I don't know, as a kid, I was like really sensitive to that kind of stuff. So, but I know that it's a very, very loved book series. Penguin, I see all those little emojis. I know, I'm sorry, I ran a little late. I'm just, I'm here now though. I might have added too much blue to that. I think I added way too much blue to this. Whoopsies. Whoopsies, whoopsies. Exactly, Win. Best stream ever. I mixed gray paint. Could you imagine if I did a whole stream and did nothing but mix paint? It's like I'm promising I'm making something. I'm going to make something. Just you gotta let the art unfold. Hold on, wait, what, Penguin? Aww. What? Why don't you keep like, that makes me sad, Penguin, that you know, wait, did I even read that right? You had surgery and then didn't stream after that? Aw, why not? Get back to streaming. I will say, yeah, I'm sorry, all of a sudden, like, I started, like, responding to you, and then I started having a thought about this, and then what I was about to say just completely got cut off because I kind of interrupted myself. I do that a lot. But I'm sorry to hear that, Penguin. Aww. Well, hopefully, maybe in the future sometime you can find more time, get back into streaming, or maybe not. Maybe you're like, nope, I've lived that, done that, doors closed. I like just hanging out with other people now. Which, you know what, fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, and what you gotta do what feels right to you, right? Alrighty. I think I'm good. I think I'm good here with all my color mixing. Um, And as you probably noticed, I cleaned off this palette. Kinda, sorta. I did. It looks a lot better than it used to. Spent about an hour the other day working on that. Alright, now I'm gonna use this here. Actually, I want to bring my water forward because I'm gonna use the water to kind of water down. Can you guys see it good? Yeah, you can see it good. There we go. And I'm working with acrylic paints here. And for acrylics, I do have to move very quickly because they dry very fast. So at some points in time it does get tricky. But since I do have my colors a little watery, it does help the blending process. I'm gonna leave this as my example here. There we go. I'm just gonna blend that in. Sometimes I do like to paint with my fingers and just like blend in certain areas, especially with acrylics. Like I just did right there. So something else really cool about these Liquitex paints, why I like using them, is because they really stay nice and elastic even after drying, so they stay very flexible paints. Why that is good is because, so it's not uncommon for like foam like pieces, especially worn ones, to get wrinkles after wearing. Hold on, I messed up right there. So like you can see on my bracelets here, I don't know if you can see it very well. Oh yeah, the camera does not pick up on it at all. But there's like these little wrinkles that just come from stress of wearing. And to fix that, you blast your props with a little bit of heat from like a heat gun or from a hair blow dryer, and it gets the wrinkles out actually pretty quickly. I've done it a couple of times, especially for my Jinx top, and it actually doesn't need that much heat to do so. Some acrylic paints can handle this, and some acrylic paints actually end up cracking from the heat. These Liquitex paints don't do that. they actually will expand and contract along with the foam. So it leaves, so it's actually, yes. And this goes for even like my horns. Like I tell people whoever purchase my horns, if they fall or get crushed on accident and have little like wrinkles of foam where the impact was, they can in fact to blast a little heat like from a hot hair blow dryer if they have a heat gun, and it'll take the wrinkles right out. And you don't need much heat. I do recommend looking up YouTube videos. Don't just go for it unless if you're like a cosplayer that's like, oh no, I do that same thing to your own foam armor pieces and you've done it many times before, then obviously you know what you're doing. But if you're a newbie and you have never worked with foam or anything, highly recommend looking at a video first, because definitely less is more in that situation, because you don't want so much heat where it shapes your foam and then you end up misshaping your perfectly shaped piece. Definitely don't want that to happen. So, and you'll see it actually takes very little effort to get those wrinkles out. I actually need to do that to this guy that I have next to me. And you know what? I should probably do it to my Jinx top too. It's been a couple of times since I've worn her, and I haven't done it. And some of the wrinkles are pretty deep. There's actually one wrinkle on the top that's so deep that the like I need to fix it. It's gotten too much, so. Aw, thank you, Penguin. Yeah, oh my gosh, I love adding, I don't like my pieces to look flat at all. It actually bothers me. I like spending that extra time to add dimension. I think it's totally worth it. And that's something I always tell people to do, no matter if you're doing two-dimensional art or three-dimensional art. Do not be afraid of contrast. Yes, to the contrast. It makes your piece look so much better and so much more elevated. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll show the ears in a little bit when I am not at a good stopping point right here. But when I do come to a good stopping point, I have the ears sitting right next to me. It's tricky with acrylics because they dry so quickly. It's not like, and also too, everything here is like perfectly blended. So just give me 1 second and I'll re-show you the ears. Yeah, so, Evolea, to answer your question, acrylic paints versus oils. I use different paints for different situations. Um, I would, I have, I wouldn't paint this with oil paint, because it would take way too long. Also too, I don't know, I primed this with Plasti Dip. I don't know what the oil paint would do to a primer such as Plasti Dip. The most I've ever done with oil paint in painting foam props is like for an oil wash, and that's like on top of the acrylic paint. I don't know, I think it's better just, I've never heard of anyone, well, actually that's a lie. I have heard of people using, but they use airbrush oil based paints, which I would never do. That seems like such a pain in the butt. When I was getting into um airbrushing, I was debating if I will go the side of oil or go the side of acrylic. And the oil paint, to clean it out, since it's oil based, oh my gosh, it looked like such a pain in the butt in the airbrush to clean out that oil paint, where I was like, that's it, I'm doing acrylic in my airbrush. No oil paint. But yeah, I think I've always just done acrylics, and I think acrylic is really the way to go when you're talking about cosplay props. Also, too, acrylics are automatically more brighter. Um, Oil paints actually might be a really good idea if you're going for like extreme realism. That might end up looking really cool, like especially if you did a base color of acrylic and then you went on top with oil paint and made it look super realistic. That might work out. Have I ever tried it? No. Have I seen anyone do it? No. I'm sure someone has done it out there. But yeah. So I like different paints for different things. It all has different purposes. Yeah, I mean, there has been some cases, and you're right, when there has been some cases where I'm like, oh my gosh, this prop would be so much easier blended if it was with oils. But I would only be able to do like one section at a time. I wouldn't be able to hold it like the way that I am right now because the whole thing would just be wet. Um, it would just not, it wouldn't be fun. No, 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 it would not be fun. Alrighty. And I just want to add a little bit of darkness here. Can you guys still see it good? Yeah, you guys can. For 2 seconds, I'm like, oh no, am I out of frame again? Yet again, always out of frame. Alright, I'm just gonna add a few more things here. Kind of like make this edge a little bit darker. Not anything too dramatic. I just want to add in more dimension. And again, there's not supposed to be high contrast here. Actually in the show, they are very like solidly one color. But I didn't want to go anything too crazy. There we go. See, it's all very subtle, but yet I think it makes big difference actually here. I feel like this is way too sharp. It's supposed to be rounded, and I think I just used too much dark paint here. There we go. That's so much better. Alrighty. It's Nacho. Hi, Nacho. How you doing? Yeah, I'm working on this piece right here. Working on the commission. All right, I think this side is fully painted, which I'm really excited about. And then I will go on to the next one. When if you're watching right at this exact moment, you asked to see your ears again. Here, I'll move this aside so you can actually see it. There you go. So yeah, here's the little gray mouse ears so far. This one's not cut or trimmed yet. This one is. This one's trimmed and ready to be painted. But yeah. Here, and I'll show the other side. What do you think of the little mouse ears? I think they're cute. Yay! Oh, good. I'm glad that you like them, Win. Yay! They'll be perfect for the Bernard cosplay. They'll be so cute. So yeah, so I'll finish working on those. I've been working like crazy on even more animal ears. I got these fox ears in the works. Yeah, I got fox. I don't know. I got these like tan ones. Maybe these could be for a cat or something. Yeah. Got those. What else? I have about 10 sets next to me. I got these black ones here too. But yeah. So the ear factory has begun again. I want to make a lot more ears. Oh, thank you, Win. Thank you. Yeah. Um, really happy with how they're all turning out and looking. So, yeah, just, keep moving along. Yeah, and something else I worked on today too was I am going to start a new style of tails um called like my mini tails, and they're just going to be like tiny versions of what I already make. Um so yeah, I'm really excited about those. I don't know when I'll like start actually like sewing and putting them together because I have like so many other projects going right now. But hopefully I'll at least have like a couple pairs ready for my next show. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the Alistair ones. Yeah, yeah, they look really, those Alistair ears look really good with Dreams um cosplay. They were really, really happy with them. So, and also too, I ended up making them a nubtail, a red nubtail, and they were also extremely happy to have that nubtail. So, finally, their Alistair's like more complete. So, that'll be good. Always happy to make things for friends. All right, now starting on the next side. Just adding some water to my palette here. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. You watch their stream on TikTok. That's awesome. I have not stopped into TikTok live stream yet. Just haven't found the time to do so anytime that they do go live, but that's awesome that you have one. Sorry, I've fallen silent again. I'm just like really um concentrating on blending this piece and also I'm trying my best to like keep it somewhat symmetrical. Perfect symmetry. It would be very, very tricky, but if I can get it to at least look symmetrical, then we are good. Focus mode. That I am. Yeah, especially with this one here. And like I have to stay very focused and like have to act quickly with the blending and stuff. I don't really have when I lay down my paints, I don't have like a whole lot of time necessarily to just wait around because the paint's drying super fast. There we go. And I just want to do my best, you know, especially with this piece here. I feel like with my own cosplays, if there's like little imperfections or that kind of stuff, I'm like, well, it's for myself. I can choose if I care or not. But when someone is commissioning me to make something, I get a little nervous sometimes. I'm like, because I want this to be absolutely perfect for that person, and I really put a lot of heart and soul into my piece and into all my pieces, but especially when it's a commission, it's like I really want it to be perfect for that person. And especially that, like, you know, they're hiring me to do this. So I want it to be like worth it to them. For today's goal, I would love to be able to get done with I would love to be able to get done with all of the gray and start on the orange. And so hopefully I'll be able to get that done. That would be really nice. Sure. I want to know what happened today, Nacho. I'm curious. What do you have in the box of information? What? Matchbox is gonna make a movie? They're competing with Hot Wheels? In yet another way? Oh boy. I wonder how that's gonna be. Wonder how that's gonna turn out as a movie. I could see this going either really good or really bad. Has potential, but let's see how the execution is. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that movie turns out. Sounds very interesting. That's for sure. I had to double check which way my shadows were going. I was like, wait. Yeah, that's something also too when painting these props is the trick is to make sure all your shadows are going the same direction when you're painting them. Otherwise, if all the shadows are just going every which way, it won't make much sense. Yeah. There we are. Aw. Thank you, Evalea. That really means a lot. That really, really does. I do. I know every artist's story is different, but as for me, I do put a lot of heart and care into every single one of my pieces. And I never just throw something together. Everything has a lot of meaning for me and a big thought process. Even if I joke around that I'm like, oh yeah, I just put this and that together. No, not really. Oh, and when I just saw your message about Matchbox versus accelerators, you know what though? I like the accelerators just the way they are. I hope no one ever touches them. Don't touch them. I think it's cool if they come back in video games and toy remakes and that kind of stuff, but no movie remakes. That's because I feel like if someone's gonna try to remake it, it's not gonna be good, and then it'll just be sad. So nope. um, I don't know when. I'm not sure the answer to that one. I do not know. Aw, thank you, Nacho. Thank you. That means a lot. Hey, I know you also put in a lot of effort too into your craft, your writing, and your your editing and everything and your movies. So I know you understand what it's like to put a lot of love and passion into something. If anyone's wondering what that banging noise is, it is the cat toy. They have an electronic ball that like whoops around like crazy, and they love that thing, and I guess someone turned it on for them. And yep, they love playing with it. That's like one of their favorite toys. Wanted to get in there too, but it's not so blended. I know you're probably like, it doesn't really matter inside the bracelet. No one's really gonna see it, but I don't know. I'm a perfectionist in that way, that I like every aspect of it to be clean. Oh shoot. There's like a bunch of fuzzies totally embedded in the. Wonder if I can take some tape. There's all these like fuzzies. No, I didn't want that to happen. There we go. Alright, they're all coming off. Painting and working with faux fur does not always work out. There we go. Aw, it's okay, Evil Leia. It's alright. I mean, I think just just be you and you know, um and yeah, of course it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay like to ask for advice from like maybe other like authors or writers, like how to write certain things. But I mean, you don't have to write about like heavier topics if you don't want to. You can keep it light and fun. Um, Not everything has to be so serious. But if you want to be serious, I say just be true to yourself. And I think also too asking for advice, like having a good group of friends that could like maybe proofread something and don't be afraid to I think having at least one trustworthy friend that will never judge you harshly, and those are good people to have around too. Yeah, exactly. You're right, Nacho. Yeah, if it's too much and you don't enjoy like talking about heavier topics, then do something light and fun. Create what makes you happy. Well, Evoleia, if it's a diary, then I don't think it really matters how it comes out. That's just coming from your heart. And also, a diary is personal. No one needs to read it, just something for you. I mean, heck, a diary could be bullet points, it could be words, it could be scribbles. I think in a diary, like, spelling and grammar don't have to be correct. Just write the words that come first to your mind, and I think there's truly, gosh, no right or wrong at all when it comes to a diary. It doesn't matter. That is something personal for you and you alone, no one else, unless if you like want someone to read it and desire someone to read it, but otherwise, yeah, that then just write that first comes to mind. Don't judge, oh, it doesn't sound fancy or the grammar's not good. No. Heck, you could even just do bullet points. You could, like, if there's something on your mind, like a topic, you could put the topic and then you could bullet point all the emotions that come with it. Just like word for word, you know? Could just be a single word. Yeah, don't ever overthink writing a diary. Unless if you're planning on one day writing a biography and um then you'll probably need good grammar and good spelling, but other than that, I don't think that really matters. Exactly, Win. Exactly. You could draw some stick figures in there. You could write down an emotion and then draw the stick figure's emotion to whatever your word is. True, very true, Win. I I go through phases in my life where I've kept a diary, but my diaries are never consistent. Sometimes I'll write something like a story, and then sometimes I just write things as bullet points. Sometimes I draw a picture instead because just the words are just not matching up with how I feel, but the drawing is. Um, and then sometimes I'll go through phases where I just don't write anything at all. And then all of a sudden I'll pick up writing again. There you go, Evolia. Yeah. You could write that. The fantasies of throwing plushies at people. That works. Yeah, draw some stick figures having a plushie fight. That actually might be funny. Yeah, two stick figures. How to now, kids. There you go. Exactly. We're gonna have a plushie battle, and then with all good battles started, there's a love story at the end. There we go. See, we got a good story here. We got a good diary story going right now. More like just don't throw a plushie at me when I'm painting here. I'm extra concentrating. No one throw a plushie at me. You guys can all throw plushies at each other though. That's fine. You guys go have fun. I'm painting. If you throw a plushie at me, then I will probably accidentally make a mistake, and that would make me sad. I'd be one sad little fairy. Exactly, Nacho. The great plushy war. When I know you got a little mischievous side. I don't trust you to not pull a prank. I feel like you would. I feel like you and Evolea would gain up and pull a prank. Aw, good Nacho. That makes me happy. I'm glad you like. I'm happy you're here too, Nacho. I'm happy you get to see the progress too. And this smartwatch. I'm happy with where it's going. I'm happy it's almost done too. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've been working on this project for way too long. But granted, a lot of the reason why it took me so long was not my fault. Um just with the heat of the summer, uh, I just couldn't work outside, unfortunately, for very long, making the process very slow. Alrighty, bye, Nacho. You have a good one. I'll talk to you later, Nacho. Alright, there we go. And then I'm going to add a little darker spots here. Just a little bit. Sorry, totally off screen there. There we go. Alrighty. Just gonna let this dry for a minute. I had a cup. Where is that cup? I had a cup that I used so this doesn't have to sit on anything. There it is. I got one of my water cups, put some tubes of oil paint in it, and then some chopsticks. And there we go. And now I can rest without touching anything. Sometimes it's just about getting creative. And there you go. Ooh, if I had fairy wings, Isaac, I would definitely have green wings, which is kind of already my symbol that I have, so green wings for sure. Alright, I'm gonna put this off to the side for 2 seconds. And I'm gonna bring forward my palette again. Some white. Yellow and orange I already have. Look at that. Add a bit of orange and a bit of yellow. And now from the first time doing this, I remember adding quite a few layers of orange. We'll see how that goes, because when I did this last, was simultaneously painting 2 smartwatches, and so I could bounce back and forth on them. But in this case, I only have one, so in between time of me letting it dry, I'm not sure what to do. Just sit here, I guess, and let it dry. Well, maybe it'll dry really fast. It is quite warm. Maybe. We'll see. Gotta clean my brush. Yeah, I want to make sure that these brushes are cleaned really good from the acrylic paint. Acrylic paint is really harsh on brushes. If you don't clean them well enough, it can damage them very quickly, and the lifespan of the brush can be very short. And I want to keep my brushes around as long as I can, as most artists would. Alright. And see, it's already, it's a little damp here. I'll be careful as holding it, not to hold it too tightly. Isn't it in a good spot? Yeah, there we go. Ooh, a diamond platinum color. So, what is that? Is that like a silvery blue kind of color, Isaac? That's super pretty. Very cool. Isaac, have you ever drawn a picture of your dragon form? If you haven't, I think you should. Yep. Yep, win. Orange, orange, orange. I guess what I could do while I'm waiting for the layers of orange to dry is work on the dark gray parts of this, such as these details here and here. That sounds like cool. Isaac, you should do that then. You should draw your original character, your OC. I say go for it. Go draw. Heck, you can draw alongside me as I'm painting. Good excuse to. All you need is a pen and some paper. Very, very carefully around the edge of this detail, I'm going to line it in orange. At least if I mess up, I do have a bit of gray left still that I can do touch-ups, but I want to try to be careful as possible and not do that. I like that win. I like that. All you need is art and loved ones. Well, that's for an artist. An artist lifestyle right there. Sounds good, Isaac. Hey, sometimes when designing original characters, it's a lot of sketching out first and like you almost put all your ideas on a page and then you narrow it down to what you like the most. I mean, like when I used to write stories, my characters went through so many evolutions. Some characters more than others. Some of them, the way they came out is just the way that they are. But other characters like did evolve over time, and that's okay. And that's even for very like characters we know that from movies and from games. They all went through a concept art phase. And yeah, at first when you're new to drawing isn't easy, but just keep practicing. Just keep going, keep practicing. And your very first drawing might not turn out so well, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just keep going and keep trying. Don't give up. I think giving up in art is a big mistake. I think that's like what a lot of people say when they're like, "Oh, I'm not good at drawing or this or that." Like, it's just don't give up so fast. Just keep trying. But it does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of practice over and over again to get good. Like with any skill though. No skill out there do you just wake up one morning and you're like, you know what, I feel like being a professional at this, and then you just try it for the first time and it works out perfectly and you're suddenly like a master with like no effort. That doesn't exist or happen. And that's okay. That's all right, Isaac. We all have strengths and we all have things we're really good at, things we're kind of so at. But if you're better at like writing stories and work with that strength. I know, right? Evil Leia, that's how many people think. Heck, even me. Even I paint, and I draw every day. I'm creating something and things don't always turn out exactly how I want the first time. Every art piece always goes through some ugly phase, as you all know. And also probably a lot of you have seen. Even with this commission too, I think I had to make it like 3 times until I got the shape that we have right here. Ooh, that sounds very cool, Isaac. That sounds very, very cool. I do like hearing other people's stories. Maybe sometime you'll have to share it. Oh, thank you, Eva Leia. You're very kind. Very, very kind. No, there definitely is. Hello. Yeah, you can bring me little Ivy. There's little Ivy. Hi, thank you.
There she is.
Thank you, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Here's little Ivy. She was like, I don't want to be held. Say hello, Miss Ivy. Say hi to the camera. What the heck? Now she's climbing me. Why are you climbing? This is her new thing, where she likes to be a parrot on my shoulder, and I think she's trying to find a place to. She lives up to her name as Ivy, who climbs. Yes, you do. You Miss Ivy. She's such a good girl. Well, not at 5 a.m. this morning. She decided that she was going to go exploring on my dresser. And on my dresser, I have like little trinkets and things and jewelry, books. And she was like, oh, this seems fun to play with. Woke me up, startled me, pick her up and take her out of the room. She's such a funny cat. Other than that, she's cute. Now she's just exploring things. She's a very curious cat. Like I think most kittens are. It was cute today. We gave her like a paper bag and she was like playing with the paper bag. Hey, get your head out of there. That's paint water. No, no. She. No. She's like sniffing the paint like as if I have some kind of delicious food. And I'm like, this is not food. What are you doing? There we go. I know, right? No drinking the paint water. Exactly, blood. No drinking the paint water, Ivy. You're not allowed. Yeah, she didn't drink any, luckily, but she is, she's definitely curious about it. I have to keep the paint water over here. She's sitting right here underneath my microphone. Alright, now that this is dry, I'm going to... Hey, leave that alone. No. I'm gonna do a second layer of orange. This is definitely gonna need like maybe 3 layers to really get it nice and... You're making me nervous. I don't like you just sniffing at the paint. Because I don't want her to paw at it and make like 30s. Here. There we go. Come sit with me. You good girl. You sit. This way I can keep an eye on you. Cats are funny. Funny creatures. Now she's sitting behind me. She's good right there. Nothing like trying to paint and being slightly nervous about if the cat's gonna paw your paint palette or not. It's like I don't need her to be pawing at the paint and then all of a sudden run off and then get little paw prints everywhere. Little orange paw prints. No, we don't need that. I do too, Win. I love Ivy as well. She's a good kitty. She's just a kitten, a very mischievous kitten. Now it was actually kind of sweet. I think it was this morning when I was like getting ready and putting my makeup on. She came in the bathroom with me. She didn't really get into anything. She wasn't like asking for attention. She was just hanging out. And I was like, "Aw. I like that you're just wanting to be with me." Trying to be very, very careful right in here. Don't really want to touch any of the orange. Wonder if I did this with my flat brush the first time I did this. I might have. Well, Ivy does like treats and she does like cozy blankets, but she's not so much of a. She doesn't really like nose boops. Aw, that's cute that your cat B likes sleeping on pillows. Aw. B sounds like a sweet cat. A sweet kitty. All right, well, looking at the time and judging by the time, I think I'm going to finish up this like a detail here with like the deeper shadow in between what's the screen and what's the like actual cuff part. And I'm gonna do some more little orange details on these little guys here. And I think I'll call it a stream there after all those are done. With all that should take me to the end of today's stream. No, I don't think B ever looks angry when. She looks like a sweet kitty. Every picture you've ever sent me of her, she looks so sweet. Alrighty. There we go. No, she doesn't. Let me see. Let me see what images are you sending me when? Hold on. I know they're of B. Let me look at Miss B over here. No, she's a cute kitty. She's adorable. I love the little star on her collar. No, B is cute. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about. She does not look angry. She's a cute cat. Um, hmm. I mean, I guess I'm trying to see how to answer your question, Eva Leia. I mean, like, are you just having issues with like you want to do some? I mean, I think it is fun to do things like with other people and that kind of stuff. So I totally understand. I guess like if you're trying to find that self motivation within yourself to do other things, I think is actually a really good thing. Um, I think setting like reasonable goals with yourself, um, and so that you can do that within your, like for me, like I always have goals, and it actually does help that I have shows and such where I'm like, okay, this has to be done for this show, so that's like my deadline. And I don't know, I find that within myself, I kind of don't let myself have self-talk doubt of being like you can't do it, you're too tired, you're not good enough. Like I just eliminate all of that self-talk of negativity, and I'm like, no, I can do this, and just start lifting your own self up. And I think surrounding yourself by good people is a really good idea, good positive people, but don't also, it's kind of like this balance of don't rely on those people to be your sole source of like positivity or reassurance. Like find it in yourself. And first step is to fire that shitty committee inside your head that says I can't do it. Because if you tell yourself you can't do it, then you really can't. So just tell yourself you can. Positive affirmations every day. Say positive affirmations about yourself. Say that you're good, you're kind, you're smart, you're funny. You can do this. Be like, I have this project I want to do. You can do that. Yeah. And yeah, I agree with what you're saying too, when and I think that's it, in a lot of people I feel this way, that it self motivation does come from other people. And I think that's also why I wanted to oh, another reason why I wanted to start streaming is because I hear so many people wanting to create and wanting to make art but never find the time to or the motivation to. So not only do I want to show my art and express myself and show my process, but also it gives a time and a place for other people to bring out their own projects and to work on them. And well, if you're gonna come along and watch me create something, why not also paint, like pull out your own paints and create something yourself? So it's just like it gives like an excuse. yeah, and then and sometimes, yeah, it is hard to um when you're just sitting alone at home and no one's telling you, hey, you gotta get this stuff done. It is very easy to just be like, well, no one's telling me to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. Um, but I think that's part of the shitty committee. You gotta be like, no, have motivation. Start telling yourself, nope, I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna tell myself I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, aw, I'm sorry, Evil Lay. I'm sorry you feel that way. And that's those bad feelings that creep out of nowhere. That's what I also call the shitty committee. You need to fire them, get rid of them. Be like, no, I'm not believing what you're saying. No, I'm sorry, Isaac. I'm sorry that you've been around so much negativity. But now you have positive people. That's good, Isaac. That's good that you now have positivity, you have positive people around you. And yeah, you know what it feels like to be around that negativity and you know you don't want that. So if that comes into your life, just get rid of it. Focus your time and energy on the positive people. That's the way to go. Absolutely. Oh, you're good. You're good, Win. I knew what you were meaning. Hey, look at me. I always. How many times do I have spelling errors in my own stuff? And I always have the spelling errors, reading errors. You know me. I'm the queen of that rodeo. Need something misspelled? Yeah, I'll do it for you. So, no need. All is forgiven. Yeah, no, as for everyone, just stay positive, keep positive people around you. Anytime those bad feelings are like creeping into your mind, saying negative things, say, no, I'm not going to listen to you, and find something positive to do. You know, find something. That's why I also love creation and love making things. I think it's a good source of um positivity to, like, it's a good outlet, you know, to freely express yourself in a positive way. And also too, I think another really good exercise, if you start feeling down or like negative, start making a list of all the things you're grateful for. Um And you could even start your day off like that, like 10 things you're grateful for. Write it in a journal or put it in your notebook in your phone. And anytime you feel negative, read those past passages of how you, like, how to, like, just to make yourself feel better and be like, you know what? Life isn't so bad. I have a lot to be grateful for, and all of us do. Alrighty, Win. Sending me more cat clips. Yay, more cat clips! Which, by the way, Miss Ivy has fallen asleep behind me. She is right here. One passed out kitty. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. It was good. It was fun. I did get my goal of excuse me, sorry, painting all the gray, which I am super, super happy about. Um, and then I got a good chunk of the orange done. I would say this is like a good base color for the orange. Now I'm just gonna put highlights and shadows underneath. Probably gonna continue tonight to work on these, or on this guy. And then I have the gray left to do. So I'm probably gonna do that off stream and finish it either tonight or tomorrow, depending on how my evening goes. But yeah, it was fun to work on this project, and I'm glad that you all enjoyed watching the process of this commission. This very, very, very exciting commission that I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing, but here I'm doing it. As for next week on Tuesday, I will see you all then at my normal time. Most likely, I'll either be working on cosplay animal ears, or I'll be working on the accelerator chibis. Don't know which one I'll be working on for Tuesday, but it's going to depend on what work I get done this weekend. So we shall see. Aww. Thank you, Evo Leia. Thank you. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Win. And Win, I'm glad that you like your mouse ears so far. Yay! Aw, thank you, Isaac. Well, thank you, everyone. And I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Stay positive, and I will see you all next week on Tuesday. Alrighty, as for now, bye!